The MCU is in a state of disaster right now. The past few movies and shows have been poorly rated, harshly criticized by consumers, and overall they've unimpressed fans, and we've heard a lot about the X-Men reboot and the future of these characters, but a giant new rumor has come out about it and how Marvel is planning to reshape the X-Men for modern day. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So this is a Bounding Into Comics article. It says Marvel Studios rumored to reshape the X-Men for this new era. Of course, which means trash, trash, trash. It says a new rumor claims that Marvel Studios plans to put the focus on the X-Men, but it might not be the X-Men most of us know and love. Rather, the rumor claims Marvel Studios plans to reshape the franchise for a new era. Now, I have talked about the X-Men a couple of times, mainly because Victoria Alonso has said, oh, the X-Men name is outdated and we're looking towards the future, and it definitely seems like this rumor could be true. It says the rumor comes from the scooper WDW Pro by the way of YouTuber Overlord DVD. It says, according to my sources, Marvel's delay of Blade was necessary due to the now public issues heading for the production. However, the delay was also an opportunity to delay other opportunities that needed more time due to contractual issues without having to provide any other reason beyond a reshuffling. I received this several days ago, and this is what I was told. I am told the Disney partners in merchandising have all been given notice that X-Men is the next big thing for the MCU, he details. Teams of researchers, focus groups, etc. are all determining how the X-Men should be reshaped for this new era. He then says, does Wolverine smoke? Does Gambit? How do the characters' vices or orientations come into play with audiences? And this is a trend that we have seen happen quite a lot in video games, in movies, in entertainment in general. Smoking is becoming a big no-no. The way that characters dress is becoming quite the no-no. Everything is being scrutinized and being changed and toned down. It says a little later in the video, he continues the scoop, Marvel knows that audience participation is down. That's the key stat to know about. It doesn't matter if they have equal or higher revenues during a time of heavy inflation. It matters if people are going to Marvel movies and if they're buying Marvel merchandise. The answer to both of those, according to multiple sources, is that they are diminishing. I know I used to absolutely love the MCU. I would go to see every movie, I would buy merchandise, and now I don't. I very rarely go to the theaters and buy a ticket to see a movie. I have not bought Marvel merchandise in years at this point. I just have been very disappointed in the MCU, and it's sales like ours that they are losing, that they are starting to freak out over. We've always said eventually they will change course and maybe start, actually considering what consumers want, and I don't think that we're at that point yet. I do unfortunately think we are going to have to go through another phase of really just shitty content. I think that it's going to be another couple of years before they start actually listening to consumers and seeing what we want, but they are starting to probably freak out over numbers because they are diminishing. It says, so Feige finds himself in a new place. The X-Men will not simply be put out into the market under the direction of himself and his directors and writers. They are getting focus grouped. This is an all-hands-on-deck situation to repopularize the MCU. And I know that I will not be interested in the new X-Men, the next phase of the MCU, if they do make changes that were absurd, like removing smoking, not allowing women to show cleavage or put them in any sort of outfit that actually highlights the bodies that they have, if they cast really poor actors, if just overall they don't make changes. The only changes I truly want that could make the MCU better is just the writing. The writing has been so poor over the past few years. The plots for these movies have been terrible, like Thor, Love and Thunder, Multiverse of Madness. They just need to look at what they're creating and change it. They need to change the plots and they need to get back in line with what they used to put out. It continues by saying Disney and Bob Chapek do not want Marvel becoming Star Wars, a franchise that is theatrically dead and commercially no longer evergreen. After providing some brief commentary, he continued the scoop, saying the delay in some of these films, especially Secret Wars, is convenient for Marvel and Disney because it buys them time on the research side, but in also acquiring the talent they want. I am told that they desired the Hugh Jackman announcement for D23, but were unable to finalize details in time. There were other big actors, I'm told, that are related to Xmen that they don't have yet and they want to acquire prior to the script. Specifically, I do not believe they have Halle Berry signed yet to reprise Storm, and multiple sources tell me they're trying to work on that. They also want Famke Janssen because they want Dark Phoenix to be a plot device in the multiverse, which of course we've all expected. It says, finally, I'm told they may already have Patrick Stewart signed on for multiple movies as Professor X, but they also want his likeness in the same way they have Mark Hamill and James Earl Jones' voice. You can imagine why they would want Stewart's version of Professor X for perpetuity. The article also points out that the idea that Marvel Studios is moving forward with the X-Men makes a lot of sense, and they did also recently announce that Deadpool 3 was going to have Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine. Now, while I'm sitting here talking about this situation, all I can think about is Victoria Alonso and what she said a couple of years ago. She had believed that the name X-Men is outdated, and of course she is helping run Marvel. At this point, she is behind the scenes doing a lot of work, and that is very worrying because now we are hearing about the X-Men having a new modern take for a modern era. It says that she stated that the X-Men team name is outdated because the team includes a lot of female superheroes. And of course, she got absolutely roasted for saying this, and she deserved to get roasted for saying it. But again, she is helping run Marvel at this point, and now they're making all of these changes, supposedly, to the X-Men. And I've got to be honest, I am extremely worried as to what they're going to do with these characters, with the story that they're going to create. I hope that they will not screw everything up, but it is Marvel and they screw up a lot these days. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.